Welcome to another episode where we uncover the most legendary RPGs on the Game Boy Advance. This iconic handheld console was the ultimate sidekick for any adventure seeker in the early 2000s. And let's be real, who didn't love carrying a tiny world of wonder in their pocket? In this video, we are going to get on a thrilling journey to explore the top 23 RPGs that made the GBA a treasure trove of gaming goodness. From classic tales of good versus evil to innovative stories that still inspire us today, we'll get into the most captivating worlds, memorable characters, and addictive gameplay that made these RPGs truly unforgettable. So grab your GBA or dust it off from that old trunk and get ready to relive the magic. Let's go in and discover the best RPGs that will make your heart say, GBA, I choose you. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Imagine you're just a kid hanging out with your friends in the snowy town of St. Ivalice, when suddenly, poof, you're whisked away into a fantastical world where everything is determined by a judge, not the kind you see in court, but more like the quirky kind that determines how you can fight monsters. Welcome to the world of Ivalice, where Final Fantasy Tactics Advance takes you on a journey filled with strategy, swords, and spellbinding tactics. In this tactical RPG, you're the boss of your very own clan, making decisions that can either lead to victory or see your troops wishing they had a better leader. Each battle is a grid-based challenge where positioning, job classes, and abilities determine the outcome. Want to be a black mage? Go ahead and rain fire on your enemies. Prefer to be a nimble ninja? Jump around the battlefield and strike with precision. The game offers a plethora of customization options, allowing you to create a team that's as diverse as a fantasy football lineup. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance isn't just one of the best RPGs on the GBA, it's like a chess match on steroids. The legal kind, of course. The game brilliantly mixes strategy with classic RPG elements, creating a deep and rewarding experience that keeps you coming back for more. The story, while seemingly simple at first, unfolds into a complex narrative that explores themes of escapism and the power of imagination. But what really sets it apart is the gameplay. The job system alone is worth the price of admission, offering nearly endless possibilities for customizing your characters. The battles are challenging yet fair, requiring you to think several steps ahead. And let's not forget the charm. This game is dripping with it, from the quirky judges to the colorful and vibrant world of Ivalice. Golden Sun, 2001. Golden Sun starts with a bang, literally. The game opens with a mysterious and cataclysmic event that sets the stage for a classic RPG adventure. You step into the shoes of Isaac, a young adept with the power to control synergy, a type of elemental magic. Along with his friends Garrett and Ivan, Isaac embarks on a journey to prevent the resurrection of alchemy, a powerful force that could destroy the world. Golden Sun is a turn-based RPG that feels like a warm blanket of nostalgia. The game features traditional combat with a twist. Your characters can summon elemental creatures called Jinn to boost their abilities, unleash powerful spells, and change their classes. Exploration is a joy thanks to the game's beautiful, colorful world, which is filled with puzzles that require you to use your synergy powers to manipulate the environment. Golden Sun's intricate use of synergy, both in and out of battle, is stunning for its time. While many RPGs might have magic as just a flashy attack, Golden Sun makes it integral to everything you do, solving puzzles, interacting with the world, and of course obliterating your enemies. The Jinn system is another stroke of genius. Collecting and strategically using these elemental spirits offers countless strategies and customizations. It's like building a deck in a card game, but instead of cards, you've got these adorable and powerful elemental beings. Moreover, the game's story is anything but generic. It's super engaging and filled with twists that keep you hooked from start to finish. The characters are well developed and the dialogue is sharp, with just the right amount of humor to balance the more serious moments. Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga. When you think of Mario, you probably imagine jumping on Goombas, collecting coins, and saving Princess Peach from Bowser. But in Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, things take a wild turn. This time, it's not just Mario. Luigi gets to step into the spotlight as well. The story kicks off when the evil Cackletta and her sidekick Fawful steal Princess Peach's voice. Yes, you heard that right. And flee to the Bean Bean Kingdom. It's up to the Mario brothers to team up and retrieve it, all while navigating a series of zany and hilarious challenges. This RPG mixes traditional turn-based combat with action elements, where timing is everything. You control both Mario and Luigi simultaneously, using their unique bros attacks to deal damage to enemies in style. The overworld is full of puzzles, quirky characters, and hidden treasures, making exploration just as fun as the battles. The game is packed with humor, making it one of the funniest entries in the Mario franchise. Mario and Luigi. Superstar Saga is what happens when you mix the charm of the Mario universe with the depth of a role-playing game and sprinkle in some laugh-out-loud humor. This game is a delightful romp through the Bean Kingdom that's brimming with personality and creativity. The combat system is where Superstar Saga thrives, especially on the GBA. It's turn-based, sure, but the real magic happens with the Brota's attacks. These moves require precise timing and coordination between Mario and Luigi, making every battle feel like a mini rhythm game. It's a perfect mix of strategy and action that keeps you engaged throughout. What's more, the humor in this game is off the charts. Whether it's Luigi's over-the-top reactions or Fawful's ridiculous catchphrases, who could forget "I have fury"? The game never takes itself too seriously, which is refreshing in a genre often filled with dire world-ending stakes. It's a reminder that sometimes the best games are the ones that make you laugh as much as they make you think. Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones. In Fire Emblem: The Sacred Stones, you're thrown into a tale of kingdoms at war, dark magic, and familial bonds. The game follows the journey of twins, Erika and Ephraim, as they seek to restore peace to their homeland of Reneus, which has been overrun by the evil Grado Empire. Along the way, they uncover dark secrets about the sacred stones that protect the world from an ancient evil. It's a classic tale of good versus evil, but with enough twists and turns to keep you on your toes. Gameplay-wise, The Sacred Stones is a tactical RPG that's all about strategy. You command an army of units, each with their own classes, abilities, and stats, across grid-based battlefields. Every move counts. Positioning, weapon choice, and unit matchups can make or break your success. The game introduces branching class promotions, giving you the freedom to evolve your characters in multiple ways. And of course, permadeath is a thing. If a character falls in battle, they're gone for good, adding a layer of tension to every encounter. The branching class system is a game changer. It allows you to customize your army to suit your playstyle, whether you want to focus on brute strength, magic, or a balanced approach. This flexibility, combined with the rich, character-driven narrative, creates an experience that's as personal as it is epic. You're not just moving units on a grid, you're guiding characters you care about through a story of war, betrayal, and redemption. And let's not forget the graphics. The Sacred Stones features some of the most beautiful sprite work on the GBA, with detailed battle animations that make every sword swing and magic spell feel impactful. The soundtrack, too, is a standout, with tracks that perfectly capture the mood of each battle and story moment. The Legend of Zelda: Minish Cap. In The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, our hero Link takes on an adventure that's quite literally larger than life. This time, he's tasked with saving the kingdom of Hyrule from the evil sorcerer Vati. But here's the twist. Link can shrink down to the size of the Minish, a tiny race that lives in the nooks and crannies of the world. This new mechanic gives a fresh dimension to the classic Zelda gameplay, with puzzles and dungeons that require you to think big and small. The gameplay sticks to the tried-and-true Zelda formula: explore dungeons, collect items, and defeat bosses. But the Minish Cap spices things up with the inclusion of the magical talking hat, Ezlo, who not only provides witty banter, but also grants Link the ability to shrink. This mechanic is ingeniously integrated into both the puzzles and combat, making for a uniquely engaging experience. What really stands out is how this one on the GBA takes the familiar elements of the Zelda series and adds a new take with the shrinking mechanic. The way the game seamlessly integrates this into both exploration and puzzle solving is nothing short of brilliant. The dungeons in the Minish Cap are some of the most inventive in the series, with puzzles that require you to constantly think about size and perspective. One moment you're moving massive blocks as regular-sized Link, and the next you're navigating through tiny tunnels and facing off against foes much larger than yourself. This constant shift in scale keeps the gameplay full of spice. But it's not just the gameplay that makes the Minish Cap special, it's the world itself. The colorful art style is a feast for the eyes, and the Minish world is full of charming details that make it feel alive. Whether you're chatting with tiny villagers or exploring the lush lush forests of Hyrule, there's always something new to discover. All in all, it is a pint-sized adventure with a giant heart. It's a perfect example of how to innovate within a beloved franchise while staying true to its roots, making it one of the best RPGs and Zelda games on the GBA. Breath of Fire 2. Breath of Fire 2 takes you on a journey that's as much about self-discovery as it is about saving the world. You play as Ryu, a young boy with the mysterious ability to transform into a dragon. After a tragic event separates him from his family, Ryu grows up as an orphan, only to be thrust into a battle against an ancient evil that threatens the land. Along the way, he assembles a party of misfits as they unravel the mystery of a corrupt church and the secrets of the Dragon Clan. Gameplay in Breath of Fire 2 follows the classic JRPG formula: turn-based battles, world exploration, and a strong emphasis on narrative. What sets it apart, though, is the Shaman Fusion system, where you can merge characters with elemental spirits to create powerful new forms. This gives us strategy for party management as we experiment with different combinations to find the most effective ones. The game also features a town-building mechanic, where you can recruit characters to populate your own customizable village. Breath of Fire 2 is a prime example of how to create an RPG that's both familiar and innovative. The game's story is a dark and mature tale that tackles themes like religion, identity, and sacrifice, topics that weren't often explored in games of its time. This narrative depth, combined with the well-developed characters, makes it stand out from other RPGs on the GBA. The Shaman Fusion system is a highlight, offering a level of customization that's both fun and strategic. It encourages you to experiment with different character combinations, adding more meaning to the gameplay that keeps battles feeling fresh even after dozens of hours. The town-building feature is another unique aspect, providing a sense of ownership and personalization that's rare in JRPGs. Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, 2002-2004. Welcome to the Hoenn region, where the weather is as unpredictable as the Pokemon battles. In Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, you go on a journey to become the Pokemon champion. But things are a bit more complicated than just catching them all. Depending on the version, you'll either be trying to save the world from droughts with Team Magma, Ruby, preventing endless rain with Team Aqua, Sapphire, or balancing the battle between both teams in Emerald. Along the way, you'll catch, train, and battle with over 200 Pokemon, including the legendaries Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza. The gameplay sticks to the classic turn-based battle system that fans know and love, but with a few new takes, like double battles and Pokemon abilities, which add new layers of strategy. Emerald also introduces the Battle Frontier, a post-game challenge that tests even the most seasoned trainers. And let's not forget the Pokeblock making and Pokemon contests, because what's better than having the strongest Pokemon? Having the strongest and most fabulous Pokemon, of course. Hoenn feels like a living, breathing world with its diverse environments and dynamic weather systems that actually affect the gameplay. On the GBA, the addition of abilities and natures gave trainers even more control over their Pokemon's development, making the battle system deeper than ever. Emerald deserves special mention for the Battle Frontier, a feature so packed with content it's practically a game in itself. The Battle Frontier pushes your skills to the limit, offering a variety of unique battle formats that force you to think outside the box. It's a challenge that keeps you coming back for more, even after you've beaten the Elite Four. But beyond the mechanics, it's the sense of adventure that makes these games shine. Whether you're diving into the depths of the ocean to find hidden Pokemon or soaring through the skies on the back of a Latios, every corner of Hoenn is filled with secrets waiting to be discovered. These games are a statement to what makes Pokemon special: the thrill of exploration, the joy of discovery, and the excitement of battling your way to the top. Riviera, the Promised Land, 2004. In this next one, you're not just any hero, you're Ein, a grim angel tasked with deciding the fate of the world. Will you save it or condemn it? The story kicks off with a prophecy of destruction and a mission to prevent the reawakening of the gods. Alongside a group of quirky companions, including a tsundere catgirl and a tomboyish warrior, you venture into the magical realm of Riviera to uncover ancient secrets and face off against demonic forces. Unlike typical RPGs, Riviera doesn't let you roam freely. Instead, you navigate through beautifully illustrated environments using a point-and-click interface. Combat is strategic, requiring you to carefully manage limited resources and make the most of of each character's abilities. The game also features multiple endings based on your choices and interactions with your party members, adding replayability to the mix. Riviera, the Promised Land, is a hidden gem in the GBA's RPG library. The game's decision to forgo traditional exploration in favor of a more focused, story-driven experience pays off, making each scene feel purposeful and immersive. The visual novel elements add depth to the characters, making you genuinely care about their fates and the choices you make. The combat system is another standout feature. While battles are turn-based, they require careful planning and resource management. Gone are the days of spamming attacks until the enemy falls. Instead, you'll need to think strategically about which weapons and items to use, as they have limited durability and availability. This adds more tension to each encounter, making victories all the more satisfying. And let's talk about the art and music. Riviera is a visual and auditory treat. The hand-drawn backgrounds and character sprites are bursting with personality, while the soundtrack perfectly complements the game's whimsical yet serious tone. Every aspect of the game on GBA is polished to a shine, making it an unforgettable experience. Advance Wars. Alright, technically not an RPG, but Advance Wars is the strategic cousin that every RPG fan should invite to the party. Set in a world where wars are won and lost on the grid, you take command of the Orange Star Army as a young, fresh-faced tactical genius named Andy. Your job? Defend your nation from the aggressive neighboring country Blue Moon and unravel the mystery behind the sudden outbreak of hostilities. Gameplay in Advance Wars is all about strategy. Think of it as chess with tanks, planes, and an endless supply of witty one-liners from your commanding officers. You'll deploy a variety of units, from infantry to artillery, and use the terrain to your advantage in grid-based battles. The game is turn-based, so you'll need to think several moves ahead to outmaneuver your opponents. The campaign is filled with challenging missions that will test your tactical prowess, and each victory brings you closer to uncovering the true enemy behind the war. Advance Wars might not be an RPG in the traditional sense, but it shares the same love for strategic thinking and character-driven storytelling that makes RPGs so beloved. What sets Advance Wars apart is its depth of strategy. Every decision matters, from the types of units you deploy to where you place them on the battlefield. It's the kind of game that rewards careful planning and punishes reckless moves, making each victory feel earned. The game's charming, cartoonish art style is deceptive. Beneath its colorful exterior lies a game with serious tactical depth. The COs, commanding officers, add more personality to the gameplay, each with their own strengths, weaknesses, and special abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Golden Sun, The Lost Age, 2002. Golden Sun, The Lost Age picks up right where the first game left off, but this time, you're playing from the perspective of the villains. Or are they? The game follows Felix, who was initially thought to be the antagonist, as he embarks on a journey to restore alchemy to the world of Weird. Alongside his companions, including the enigmatic Jenna and the stoic Piers, Felix must navigate a world on the brink of chaos, all while trying to complete the mission Isaac and company tried to stop. The gameplay sticks to the tried-and-true formula of the original Golden Sun, with turn-based combat, Djinn collection, and synergy-powered puzzles. However, The Lost Age expands on this by introducing a larger world, more complex puzzles, and an even greater emphasis on exploration. The game's interconnected world map encourages players to revisit locations with new abilities, unlocking secrets and powerful items along the way. Golden Sun. The Lost Age isn't just a sequel, it's the perfect continuation of one of the best RPGs on the GBA. What makes The Lost Age stand out is its ambitious world design. The game's world map is vast and filled with secrets, making exploration feel like an adventure in itself. The interconnectedness of the world, where new synergy powers allow you to access previously unreachable areas, gives a real sense of progression and discovery. The story also takes a more complex turn, delving into moral ambiguity and the nature of good and evil. Playing as Felix and seeing the story from his perspective makes you question the motivations of the characters from the first game. It's a bold move that pays off, adding layers to the story and making it one of the most engaging RPG narratives on the GBA. And of course, the Djinn system returns with even more options for customization and strategy. Collecting and combining Djinn to unlock new classes and abilities is as addictive as ever, offering near-endless possibilities for how you build your party. Final Fantasy IV Advance. Final Fantasy IV Advance brings one of the most beloved RPGs of all time to the palm of your hand, with a few new bells and whistles. You step into the boots of Cecil, a dark knight torn between his duty to his kingdom and his conscience. The story kicks off with Cecil questioning the tyrannical actions of his king, which sets him on a path of redemption that involves betrayal, love, and a whole lot of epic battles. The gameplay is classic Final Fantasy fare, turn-based battles, a memorable cast of characters, and a story that pulls at the heartstrings. What makes Final Fantasy IV stand out is the active time battle system, which adds a layer of urgency to each fight, as enemies don't politely wait their turn. The GBA version includes new dungeons, character abilities, and a polished translation, making it the definitive portable version of this classic tale. Final Fantasy IV Advance isn't just a port, it's a loving homage to one of the most important RPGs ever made. What makes this version special is the way it preserves the magic of the original while adding enough new content to make it feel fresh. The updated graphics and enhanced sound quality bring the world of Baron and beyond to life in vivid detail, making the epic journey of Cecil and his companions more immersive than ever. The story is as gripping today as it was when it first released, with its themes of redemption, love, and sacrifice still resonating. The cast of characters, from the conflicted Cecil to the mysterious Kain, are unforgettable, and their personal journeys add emotional weight to the overarching plot. The GBA version's additional content, like the Lunar Ruins, offers new challenges and rewards for even the most seasoned players, extending the adventure beyond the original's already substantial campaign. The active time battle system remains a highlight, injecting a sense of urgency and strategy into every encounter. It's a system that keeps you on your toes, forcing you to think quickly and make split-second decisions that can mean the difference between victory and defeat. Castlevania, Aria of Sorrow, 2003. Welcome to the year 2035. Yes, the future, where a solar eclipse has somehow transported you, Soma Cruz, into Dracula's castle. Castlevania. Aria of Sorrow flips the usual vampire hunting script on its head by putting you in the shoes of a seemingly ordinary guy who just so happens to possess the power to absorb the souls of monsters. It's like being a supernatural sponge, except way cooler. Gameplay-wise, Aria of Sorrow is a Metroidvania at its finest. You'll explore Dracula's sprawling castle, unlocking new abilities and backtracking to previously inaccessible areas. The soul system is the star of the show, allowing you to absorb and use the powers of enemies you defeat. Want to throw fireballs like a demon? Go for it. Need to walk on water? Absorb the right soul, and you're good to go. This system allows more customization and strategy that keeps the gameplay fresh throughout. Castlevania. Aria of Sorrow is a top-tier Metroidvania experience that takes everything great about the genre and cranks it up to 11. The soul system is an absolute game changer, offering a level of customization and experimentation that's rare in the genre. Collecting souls and figuring out the best combinations to suit your playstyle is a blast, and it makes every enemy encounter feel meaningful. The game's futuristic setting is another standout feature. While most Castlevania games are rooted in gothic medieval vibes, Aria of Sorrow dares to be different by setting the action in a sort of modern world. This shift in setting on GBA doesn't just feel like a gimmick, it gives a fresh twist to the Castlevania formula, making the game feel both familiar and new at the same time. And then there's the story. Without spoiling anything, let's just say that Aria of Sorrow delivers one of the most satisfying narrative twists in the series. Soma's journey from ordinary high school student to potential Lord of Darkness is both compelling and surprising, with plenty of memorable moments along the way. Mother 3, 2006. Mother 3 is a game that defies description in the best way possible. Set in a whimsical world where things can get surprisingly dark, you follow the story of Lucas, a young boy who embarks on a journey to save his family and his world from a sinister force known as the Pigmask Army. The game is divided into chapters, each focusing on different characters and perspectives, weaving a narrative that's equal parts heartwarming and heartbreaking. Gameplay in Mother 3 retains the quirky turn-based combat of its predecessors, but with some unique twists. The rhythm-based combo system lets you rack up extra damage by timing your button presses to the beat of the music, a mechanic that's as fun as it is challenging. The game also features a robust inventory system, and its dialogue is packed with humor, making every interaction a delight. Mother 3 gives you an experience that sticks with you long after you've finished playing, especially on GBA. The story is where Mother 3 truly shines. It's a narrative that's deeply emotional, exploring themes of loss, family, and the consequences of progress. The characters are unforgettable, from the brave but innocent Lucas to the enigmatic and tragic masked man. Every chapter brings new surprises, and the game's ending is one of the most powerful in all of gaming. The combat system is another highlight. The rhythm-based combo mechanic is not just a gimmick, it offers skill and timing to the otherwise traditional turn-based battles, making each encounter engaging and rewarding. This is a game that's unafraid to make you laugh out loud one moment and cry the next. It's a journey that's as much about the bonds we share with others as it is about defeating the bad guys. And while it might be the last entry in the Mother series, it's a fitting and poignant farewell. Mega Man Battle Network 2, 2001. In a future where the internet is everything, sound familiar? Mega Man Battle Network 2 puts you in the shoes of Lan Hikari, a young boy with a knack for hacking and his trusty NetNavi, Mega Man .exe. The story kicks off with a new threat to the cyber world, this time from the criminal organization Gospel, who's up to no good with their plans to unleash a destructive super virus. Gameplay in Mega Man Battle Network 2 gives us RPG mechanics and real-time strategy. Instead of turn-based battles, you fight in real time on a 3x6 grid, where you have to dodge enemy attacks while strategically using battle chips to unleash powerful moves. The customization options are deep, with plenty of battle chips and upgrades to collect, allowing you to tailor Mega Man XE to your playstyle. Battle Network 2 takes the concept of digital dueling and cranks it up to 11. The real-time battle system is where the game rocks, offering a fast-paced and strategic experience that's unlike anything else on the GBA. Dodging attacks while planning your next move in the heat of battle is exhilarating, and the sheer variety of battle chips gives you endless options for how to approach each encounter. The game's story, while rooted in the classic good versus evil trope, gives you intrigue with its exploration of cybercrime and digital ethics. Lan and Mega Man.exe's dynamic is both charming and relatable, and their journey to stop Gospel is filled with twists, turns, and plenty of memorable moments. The game also features some of the best boss battles in the series, with each fight requiring a mix of quick reflexes and smart strategy. Customization is another strong point, the ability to modify your battle chip folder and upgrade Mega Man. XE keeps the gameplay feeling fresh throughout the adventure while you're on your GBA. Whether you prefer a defensive playstyle or want to go all out with powerful attacks, the game lets you build Mega Man. XE your way. This isn't just a great RPG, it's a trailblazer in the genre. Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories, 2004. Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories takes you on a journey through the mysterious Castle Oblivion, where memories are both your greatest weapon and your biggest enemy. You once again step into the oversized shoes of Sora, accompanied by Donald and Goofy, as you climb the castle's floors and face off against the enigmatic Organization 13. But there's a twist. This time, the action-packed gameplay of the original Kingdom Hearts has been reimagined as a card-based battle system. In Chain of Memories, battles are fought using a deck of cards that represent your attacks, magic, and summons. You'll need to strategically build your deck and manage your cards in real time to outmaneuver your enemies. The game's action and strategy makes every battle a puzzle to solve, and as you ascend the castle, you'll unlock new cards and abilities to help you in your quest. Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories is a crucial piece of the Kingdom Hearts saga that introduces some of the series' most important elements, including Organization 13 and the concept of memory manipulation. The game's card-based battle system might seem like a departure from the original's real-time combat, but it's a brilliant innovation that gives us strategy to every encounter. Building and managing your deck becomes a game within the game, challenging you to think on your feet and adapt to each new situation. From story to gameplay, everything just falls in place swiftly when you're on your GBA. Sora's journey through Castle Oblivion is both physically and emotionally challenging, as he faces faces not only powerful enemies but also the erasure and distortion of his memories. The game's storyline is filled with twists and turns, setting the stage for the events of Kingdom Hearts 2 and deepening the series' lore. Chain of Memories is a feast for the eyes, with vibrant, colorful worlds that capture the magic of Disney and the darker, more mysterious tones of the Kingdom Hearts universe. The music, composed by Yoko Shimomura, is as enchanting as ever, perfectly setting the mood for each floor of the castle. Tactics Ogre, the Knight of Lotus. With this next one, you can step into the shoes of Alphonse Lohar, a young knight caught in the midst of political intrigue, war, and dark magic in Tactics Ogre, the Knight of Lotus. Set in the Kingdom of Lotus, this tactical RPG spins a tale of rebellion, loyalty, and the heavy burden of choice. As Alphonse, you'll command a squad of soldiers, making strategic decisions on the battlefield that will shape the fate of the entire kingdom. The gameplay in Tactics Ogre is all tactical. Battles are fought on isometric grids, where terrain, unit positioning, and class selection play crucial roles in your success. The game offers a wide variety of classes to choose from, each with unique abilities and stats, allowing for a high degree of customization. The branching story paths and multiple endings add replay value, encouraging you to explore different strategies and alliances in each playthrough. The Knight of Lotus is a tactical RPG lover's dream. What sets it apart from other games in the genre is its intricate narrative and the weight of the choices you make. But it hits even harder when you're on your GBA. Every decision you make, whether in battle or dialogue, has consequences, shaping the story in ways that make each playthrough feel unique. The branching storylines and multiple endings ensure that no two journeys through Lotus are exactly the same. The game's combat is another highlight. The wide variety of classes and the importance of terrain make each battle require careful planning and strategy, which are key to victory. Whether you're using archers to pick off enemies from a distance or knights to hold the front line, every move matters. The deep customization options allow you to tailor your squad to your preferred playstyle, making each battle feel personal. Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls, 2004. Final Fantasy 1 and 2, Dawn of Souls takes you back to where it all began. This collection brings the first two games in the legendary Final Fantasy series to the GBA, with enhanced graphics, new content, and all the nostalgia you could ask for. Final Fantasy Y tells the classic tale of four warriors of light who must save the world from the forces of darkness, while Final Fantasy 2 introduces a more complex story of rebellion against an evil empire. The gameplay in Dawn of Souls is classic turn-based RPG action, with each game offering its own unique flavor. Final Fantasy 1 focuses on exploration and combat, allowing you to customize your party's classes and abilities as you see fit. Final Fantasy 2, on the other hand, introduces a more story-driven experience with a unique leveling system that rewards you based on how you use your abilities in battle. The GBA version also includes new dungeons and additional content, making it the definitive version of these classic games. Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Dawn of Souls is more than just a trip down memory lane. It's a celebration of the origins of one of the greatest RPG franchises of all time. The updated graphics and sound breathe new life into these classic tales, while the additional content offers something fresh for even the most seasoned fans. The new dungeons in both games are a welcome challenge, adding hours of gameplay and new rewards for those brave enough to take them on. What makes Dawn of Souls truly special is how it showcases the evolution of the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy 1 is the blueprint for the classic RPG, with its open-ended exploration, party customization, and epic battles. It's a game that laid the foundation for everything that came after. Final Fantasy 2, meanwhile, took bold risks with its narrative and gameplay systems, introducing a more complex story and a unique leveling system that set it apart from its predecessor. For newcomers, Dawn of Souls offers the perfect introduction to the series. The gameplay is accessible, the stories are timeless, and the enhancements make these games feel modern while retaining their classic charm. For longtime fans, it's a chance to revisit the origins of the series with a fresh perspective. Sonic Battle. In Sonic Battle, the blue blur ditches the high-speed platforming for a Fight Club-style showdown, and it's every bit as wild as you'd expect. The story kicks off with Sonic discovering a mysterious robot named Emerald, who has the ability to learn and replicate the abilities of others. Naturally, this leads to a tournament-style battle royale, where Sonic and friends and foes duke it out to determine who's the ultimate fighter. The gameplay in Sonic Battle is a mix of 2D fighting and arena brawling. You'll choose from a roster of characters, each with with their own unique abilities and fighting styles, and take on opponents in free-for-all battles across various stages. Emerald's ability to copy moves allows you to customize his moves by collecting and equipping abilities from other characters. The game also features a robust story mode, where you'll unlock new abilities and characters as you progress. Sonic Battle is a bold departure from the usual Sonic fare, and it's all the better for it. The game's fighting mechanics are surprisingly deep, with each character offering a unique playstyle that keeps the action fresh. On the GBA, you could be smashing through opponents with Knuckles' raw power or outmaneuvering them with Sonic's speed. Here, every battle feels satisfying and fast-paced. Emerald's ability to learn and customize moves is a standout feature and gives us strategy and personalization elements that's rare in fighting games. As you progress through the story mode and collect new abilities, you can tailor Emerald's moveset to suit your playstyle, making him an extension of your strategy. This customization is so very cool and addictive. Definitely keeps you coming back for more. Boktai, The Sun is in Your Hand, 2003. In Boktai, The Sun is in Your Hand, the line between the real world and the game world is literally blurred. You play as Django, a young vampire hunter armed with a solar gun that draws its power from, you guessed it, the sun. The story takes you on a quest to defeat the Immortals, a group of powerful vampires and undead creatures that have plunged the world into darkness. But wait, there is a twist. Boktai comes with a built-in solar sensor that detects real sunlight, and you need to play in the sun to charge your weapons and defeat enemies. This unique mechanic adds a whole new dimension to the gameplay, as you'll need to strategically plan your battles around the ability of sunlight. The game combines stealth, action, and puzzle solving as you navigate dungeons, avoid traps, and hunt down the Immortals. Boktai, The Sun is in Your Hand isn't just a game, it's an experience that challenges you to step outside and engage with the world around you. The solar sensor mechanic is a stroke of genius, turning the simple act of playing a game into an interactive adventure that extends beyond the screen. It's a game that encourages you to think creatively and adapt to your environment, making each play session feel unique. Boktai rewards careful planning and strategy, as you'll need to use the environment to your advantage and time your attacks to coincide with the sun's rays. The dungeons are well designed, with puzzles that challenge your wits and enemies that test your reflexes. The boss battles in particular are a standout, requiring both skill and sunlight to overcome. The story is also engaging, with a world that feels alive and full of mystery. Django's quest to rid the world of darkness is both heroic and personal, and the game's atmosphere is enhanced by its unique visual style and haunting soundtrack. Its innovative use of real-world sunlight makes it a must-play for anyone looking for something truly different on the GBA. Sword of Mana, 2003. Sword of Mana is a reimagining of the original Final Fantasy adventure, also known as Mystic Quest in some regions, bringing the classic action RPG into the modern era with enhanced graphics, a richer story, and deeper gameplay mechanics. The game follows two protagonists, a male hero and a female heroine, each with their own unique storyline that intersects as they battle the forces of the Dark Lord and seek the power of the Mana Tree. The gameplay is classic action RPG fare, with real-time combat that allows you to hack, slash, and cast your way through hordes of enemies. You can switch between different weapons and magic types on the fly, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. The game also features a robust leveling system, where you can customize your character's growth by assigning stat points to different attributes, as well as a crafting system that lets you upgrade weapons and armor. What sets Sword of Mana apart is its dual protagonist story, which gives us replayability to the game. Playing through both characters' storylines gives you a fuller understanding of the world and its lore, and the way their paths intertwine gives us emotional complexity that's rare in the genre. The combat system is another highlight, offering fast-paced, real-time action that keeps you engaged from start to finish. The ability to switch between different weapons and magic types on the fly offers a strategic element to the gameplay, as you'll need to choose the right tools for the job depending on the enemies and obstacles you face. The crafting system allows you to upgrade your equipment and tailor your character's abilities to your playstyle. It's a must-play for fans of action RPGs and a shining example of what the GBA was capable of. Shining Soul 2, 2003. Shining Soul 2 takes you on an epic journey through the world of Rune, where you'll battle through dungeons filled with monsters, traps, and treasures. The story kicks off with your character, a warrior, archer, sorcerer, or one of several other classes, being summoned to defeat an ancient evil that threatens the land. It's classic RPG stuff, but with a charming Shining series twist. The gameplay in Shining Soul 2 is all about hack-and-slash action with RPG elements. The game features a leveling system, with each class offering unique skills and abilities that you can customize as you progress. There's also a multiplayer mode, allowing you to team up with friends for some co-op dungeon crawling. It is a dungeon crawler done right, offering satisfying action, exploration, and character customization. What makes Shining Soul 2 stand out is its emphasis on replayability. The variety of classes is another highlight, offering plenty of options for how you want to approach the game. Each class feels distinct, with its own strengths and weaknesses, and the skill system allows for deep customization, letting you tailor your character's abilities to your preferred playstyle. Coming to the graphics on the GBA, Shining Soul 2 captures the charm of the Shining series, with colorful sprites and detailed environments that bring the world of Rune to life, for its time of course. The game's soundtrack is equally engaging, featuring upbeat tunes that perfectly match the game's adventurous tone. We personally love this one. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, 2005. Ever wonder what it would be like to wake up as a Pokemon? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team lets you live out that fantasy as you take on the role of a human who has mysteriously transformed into a Pokemon. The game begins with a personality quiz that determines which Pokemon you'll become, and from there, you'll team up with other Pokemon to form a rescue team, helping those in need and uncovering the mystery behind your transformation. The gameplay in Red Rescue Team is a mix of dungeon crawling and turn-based strategy. The twist is that you're playing as a Pokemon, so your moves, abilities, and even your weaknesses are tied to your chosen species. The game features a cool recruitment system, allowing you to befriend and add new Pokemon to your rescue team, each with their own unique abilities. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team is a delightful spin on the Pokemon formula that gives us a fresh perspective on the world of Pokemon by letting you experience it from their point of view. The game's story is surprisingly emotional, exploring themes of friendship, identity, and what it means to belong. The bond you form with your rescue team members is at the heart of the game, making each adventure feel meaningful and personal. The dungeon crawling gameplay is both challenging and rewarding, with each dungeon offering new obstacles and opportunities to grow your team, especially on the GBA. The randomly generated dungeons keep the experience fresh, while the strategic turn-based combat offers some depth. The ability to recruit and train a wide variety of Pokemon gives you an option to customize, and you can build a team that suits your playstyle. So cool, right? Oh, and the music is equally memorable, featuring tunes that perfectly capture the game's adventurous spirit and emotional moments. Lunar Legend, 2002. Lunar Legend is a retelling of the classic Lunar Silver Star story, bringing the beloved RPG to the GBA with updated graphics and streamlined gameplay. The game follows the story of Alex, a young boy with dreams of becoming a dragon master like his hero Dine. Alongside his friends, including the feisty Luna and the mysterious Nash, Alex embarks on an epic journey to uncover the secrets of the dragons and stop the evil Magic Emperor from taking over the world. The gameplay in Lunar Legend is classic turn-based RPG fare, with a focus on exploration, character development, and story. The game features a traditional battle system where you'll take turns attacking, casting spells, and using items to defeat enemies. The GBA version introduces some new mechanics, such as a card collecting system that offers so much strategy to the game. Lunar Legend is a loving tribute to one of the greatest RPGs of all time that gives us a portable version of the classic that's perfect for both longtime fans and newcomers alike. What sets Lunar Legend apart is its story. It's a timeless tale of heroism, friendship, and love that resonates just as strongly today as it did when the original was released. The characters are endearing, the world is rich with lore, and the narrative is filled with memorable moments that will stay with you long after the game is over. The gameplay, while traditional, is polished to perfection. The turn-based combat is simple yet satisfying, with a variety of abilities and strategies to keep battles engaging. All in all, the timeless story, super cool gameplay, and charming presentation make it one of the best RPGs on the GBA, and a worthy addition to the Lunar legacy on GBA. Marvelous verdict. We hope you had an absolute blast reliving the nostalgia and discovering some new hidden gems to add to your gaming bucket list. The GBA may be a retro console, but its impact on the world of RPGs is still felt today. Thanks for joining us on this adventure, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gaming goodness. Until next time, fellas.